Goeiemiddag mense. As you can tell, we're out in the Alem Berea section and it's looking quite nice. It's not perfect, but it's looking good, especially considering we are still in winter. Spring is right around the corner, and I thought it's a good opportunity or a good time to let people know that you don't have to go overboard. You don't have to do all of this hardcore stuff to have a nice lawn. You just need to stick to the basics. But before we go over these points, please hit that like button and the subscribe button, and also hit the little bell notification so that you're notified every time I put up a new video. Step 1, water your lawn. You don't have to water with anything fancy, you don't need to go overboard, you don't need an irrigation system, you just need to water it. Now a top tip is to never let this water build up or pool on the surface, because if you leave it standing like this for too long a period of time, what's going to happen is that water will build up and it will start to shear off the surface, and that shearing or the running of the water on the surface is going to cause you grief. Now the boffins out there have somehow formulated that most grasses need around 25 mils a week. For me, that is an obscene amount of water, absolutely ridiculous. I aim for around 3 to 6 mils a week, and I get away with murder. Of course, I use a little bit of super wet as well to help me out, but if you're just talking general terms, I'd rather just keep tabs in your lawn, eyeball it, and water enough to make it moist. Granted, you don't have control over the weather, so the next best thing is to, at the very least, know how much it rains. Get yourself a rain gauge, it will help you in future. Step 2 is that you need to mow your lawn, and you need to mow it regularly. Now the reason that you want to mow as often as possible is so that you take off as little leaf as possible per mow, and this ties in with your height of cut. It needs to be checked at every single mow. The way that you do it is you set your mower to its highest position like I have here. You mow over a little strip that's maybe 50 centimeters to a meter long. You then examine how much of that leaf you've taken off. Naturally, you need to measure it first to know where you are, and you've got to aim to never take off more than 1/3 at a time. You basically just keep notching back the mower until you achieve your desired result. Remember, if we can keep that turf nice and dense, you're going to have far less chance of weeds being able to push through. The turf putting pressure on the weeds is going to save you having to put down herbicides later on, and that is what's causing 50% of your grey hairs in the first place. And obviously you need to check what's going on under your mower, and that includes ensuring that your mower blade is nice and sharp. Now that does not mean razor sharp, it just means sharp enough to get the job done. Remember, if you've got a razor sharp edge, it means that every little stick or stone or whatever that you end up hitting with that blade is causing massive damage to the blade. If the edge is just slightly more dull, you've got a larger surface area, that's hopefully logical to explain that the blade itself will be able to take more impact, so you will have a longer lasting blade as well. Step number 3 is to fertilize your lawn. Just like how I explained earlier on in step 1, you need to water your lawn because water hydrates it. Like with us humans, water hydrates us too. But fertilizer feeds your lawn just like food feeds us. You have to fertilize. To continue that analogy, you can imagine that we could live off water for a long period of time, but we're going to be pretty unhealthy if we don't eat. The same thing for our lawns. They need to be fed. It's as simple as that. You can imagine that if the lawn is stronger and healthier, you're able to build that denser sward, which is going to help prevent weeds popping up, and it's going to help with disease resistance and even pest resistance. Yes, if your plant is stronger, it will resist or be able to tolerate pest damage as well. Now, as some of you may already know, nice sound, this is Rescue, and this is a basic 757 fertilizer and soil conditioner. So this is the type of stuff that you should be looking at if you're really not sure what to do with fertilizers. This is like the no-brainer. It will help you get a lot done doing very little. You just chuck the stuff out there at the given application rate, and Bob's your uncle. You've got yourself a fertilized lawn and you've fed some soil biology. So obviously you can get Rescue from me on backyardbushveld.co.za, and if you can't find it, just pop me a mail. Email address is on the website. Jump on there, send me a mail, and I'll help you find a local supplier, or I'll help get it to you, or I'll find you an alternative. And if you just don't even want to ask for my help, that is fine. You can go to your local garden center and pick up any bag of fertilizer that you want. Generally speaking, if it says lawns on the front of it, it is going to be for lawns, so you can use it. You don't have to chop and change and do anything complicated. You can watch my videos if you want to do some more complicated stuff. But in general, the 3 numbers on the front of that bag are the things that you need to pay attention to. The first is nitrogen, that's for top growth, loosely speaking. The second number is for phosphorus, that is for root growth, again, very loosely speaking, it does a heck of a lot. And then the third number is potassium, and that is for general plant well-being. Now, us unfortunate buggers in South Africa, we've got that stupid number in brackets as well, which is the total percentage of NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium in that bag, and then we've got to go do some stupid formula to go calculate the percentage instead of just giving us the percentage in the front of the bag. Anyway, I've got that formula on my website. Go and have a look, and you can figure out how to calculate, or at least know how much nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium that you're putting down. Whatever that value might be, it's there. So you can calculate it nice and easily. And if you're really not sure, the first number, nitrogen, is what you need to have the most of. The second number is what you need to have the least of, but you still need to have some of it. And the third number, so the potassium, is what you need a medium to high amount of for most of the year. Loosely speaking, you want more of that first number almost always. Alright, that's it. The neighbor's dog started barking again, so I've got to finish up with this video. 3 points that are going to help you out a lot. Water, mow, fertilize. I haven't brought in weeds because if you get those 3 points right first, it is going to help weed suppression to a massive extent, and weed control will be a far easier thing to deal with, including pests. So rather get those first 3 things down, get them done to the best of your ability, learn and improve based on that, and then we'll tackle weeds in another video. And pests for that matter. It's a lot easier to control them than what you think. You just haven't tried yet. We'll do that in another one sometime soon. Anyway, thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we'll see you on the next one. Cheers.